welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to talk about living in Thompson Station. What is that like? Does it offer a peaceful rural atmosphere with convenient access to urban amenities in Franklin and Nashville? Well, yeah, it does. And so if you stick with me, we're going to talk all about Thompson Station. Now, I'm Felicia Long. Welcome back to my channel. It's Living in Middle Tennessee. I definitely touch on Southern Kentucky. I'm a licensed realtor in both states, and I have been for nearly 22 years in both. So, a little less in Kentucky, but thank you so much for tuning in. Do I live in every town I talk about? No, I do not. Have I worked in every single one of these places through my tenure in real estate? I have. Do I have experience in all those? Yes, I do. So I had somebody say that to me not long ago. She said, what's your home base? Where do you actually work and all this? And I thought, I work everywhere my clients want to work. And so I have been known to drive 200 miles in a day. It is not because I prefer it. It's because that's the right place for you. When we get on your no pressure, all things you conversation one-on-one, we'll talk about what's important to you, where do you want to be, why do you want to be there, what's so great about it. But on these videos, we like to touch on a few things about the areas and go from there. So stay with me. We're going to talk more about Thompson Station. So there's some pros and cons to living everywhere, and Thompson Station is also one of those places. Pros of living in Thompson Station could be that it has that peaceful rural setting. The area provides quiet country lifestyle with rolling hills and open spaces and a charming historic feel. It's close to the major cities, okay? Residents have convenient access to Franklin and to Nashville for your jobs and for your shopping and dining. And it's primarily, you can actually get there either by 65 or via Interstate 840, which is our way outer loop connecting those more rural settings around the Nashville area. So that's a really cool thing that Nashville offers as well, so that you might be able to skip some of that daily hustle and bustle in those interstate travel times that we have. So what's it like to live in Thompson Station? You do have a strong community and school system situation because you're still in the Williamson County school districts, and as we've talked about on many other videos, Williamson County is in the top 5% in the country for their schools respectively. And if that's applicable to you, get on greatschools.org. You can look up that particular address. Not all schools go to the same place in Williamson County, so it's something to consider. But definitely as an overall pro, it's considered a great place to raise a family with highly regarded schools and a growing variety of local amenities like dog parks and parks for your families. It's definitely a car dependent area in Middle Tennessee, and it has a higher cost of living than some, but it definitely has increasing growth too. So you definitely have a growth opportunity that's going on out in Thompson Station. The town has experienced significant growth, which can lead to increased property values. So certainly it is not one of our least expensive places to live in Williamson County, but it's also not the most expensive place to live. You have new developments and job opportunities. So something to think about when considering where you might want to live in the Middle Tennessee area. And if you are certainly looking only for Williamson County or that type of thing, now we have some options that are less than, say, the Franklin area. You have recreational activities there too. There are numerous parks and trails for outdoor activities, and the First Bank Amphitheater hosts concerts there. And I can just say that welcome to Tennessee. We've talked about this on other videos. We have outdoor stuff that's great major portions of the year. We're not confined to an immediate fall in September and now you have to be isolated inside. I mean, there's lots of things. We certainly have more forgiving seasons when it comes to, situations like that could be weather confining. So really interesting stuff, but we are based on an outdoorsy lifestyle, recreational kind of environment in Tennessee and Southern Kentucky. So just thought I'd mention that. Okay, are there some cons to living in Thompson Station? Well, there sure are. There's some cons to living anywhere. So some of our areas that we focus on our channel talk about a 15-minute city or car dependent or a walkability kind of thing. Well, Thompson Station is really more a car dependency kind of area. The community is spread out and a car is pretty necessary or transportation for daily errands and commuting. There's no public bus or train service in that area. And it does have a higher cost of living than a a lot of areas in Middle Tennessee. It's definitely a little higher than the national average. Your median home prices easily exceed $600,000. That doesn't mean you can't get some for less, but we are going to jump in and dive into that a little bit further later on in this video, so stay with me. You definitely have higher, traffic and rapid growth for the area, so the recent rapid growth can definitely lend itself into an increased traffic flow. That could be frustrating as we're developing the better infrastructure for the area to help maintain that and deal with the congestion. You definitely have some limitations with that right now. Residents sometimes note that those local amenities might not keep pace with the rapidly increasing population, but that's something to investigate further on your own. I recommend when you're here, if you're not sure in which area you want to live, let's get in the car, you drive around, you determine what that's like for you. You are definitely on your investigative part of the trip and you're not really ready to buy. That is going to be a great time for you to just get into these areas, especially at major peak drive times, and see what you think, okay? We definitely have hot, humid summers, but that's not necessarily a con for Thompson Station as much as it is for just our whole area of the country. I mean, we definitely have hot and humidity in the summer, and we have some ice storms and frigid cold in the winter, but we don't have them for very, very long. So something to say about our more moderate temperatures year round, and we do experience all 4 seasons. Not sure how you feel about that, but you might want to look at which area of the country you want to live prior to just deciding Thompson Station doesn't work because it's hot and humid. It's hot and humid everywhere in July in our area. So there's that. And when you're talking about the size of Thompson Station, Niche says it's about 7,800 people, which is really cool. Niche also says it's one of the best places to live as rated by the people who look on that site in Middle Tennessee. So, I mean, something to definitely consider. You have young families, you have young professionals, you have certainly people in my age group, is no longer young, I guess, anymore, but certainly a wide range of people. You do have some retirees, some wonderful areas about Thompson Station that, can fulfill just about everybody's desire there for the type of real estate that they want to have. Not that I deal with rentals, but Niche says that, the median rent over there is about $2,200 per month. I wouldn't know, but if you had a temporary rental while we're finishing up your build or something like that, I totally get it. And of course, the area feel is rural, so that feels good, but you're not 15 minutes, from say Franklin. You're close to Spring Hill, but you don't have to live in all the new build and new construction situation in Spring Hill. And then you're about 30-40 minutes south of Nashville. So all sorts of great reasons to consider Thompson Station, and you're in the Williamson County School District. If that's applicable to you, that's exciting. Okay, I'm always talking about my parks and things to do in various areas, just so you can have a little bit of an understanding. You've got the Sarah Benson Park in Thompson Station. It's a community park that features jogging paths and sports fields and a playground. The Mars Pet Care partnered with this town to create a dog sensory garden for pets too. So if that's your baby, is your fur baby, you might really like that. You also have Preservation Park, which is a 200-acre park space with trails and sports fields and playgrounds as well. You have the Great Train Trail, which is a place where you can walk or hike along that trail to discover the local history, including the Battle of Thompson Station, while enjoying natural scenery. And you have Neutro Dog Park as well. So, I mean, those are kind of some cool places to maybe check out when you're there or when you're considering moving to the area. Neutro is an off-leash park within the town, and it is, that's kind of nice. I mean, there's so many rules with your fur baby anymore. It's nice to have a place where they can run and play and meet their friends too. Places to eat and drink. I mean, there's Company Distilling down there, which is a local distillery that hosts music events, and it's a performance by country music artists are there, and you have an upcoming schedule to check out, so be sure to look at their calendar as well as many others in the Nashville area. But that's a place that's in Thompson Station that might be of interest to you. Certainly we have a lot of musicians friends in the Middle Tennessee area, and you just might never know who's going to show. Some seasonal event things that go on in the parks too. I know Sarah Benson Park hosts some seasonal events that bring the community together, so you want to get on and check those calendars. You have Deer Run camps and retreats. That's a retreat center located in Thompson Station, which hosts events like an annual fall fingerstyle retreat and guitarists. So hey, like I said, you're in Middle Tennessee, you never know what kind of music festival is going on down the street from you or nearby, or who you're going to see when you pop in that venue. So definitely keep that in mind when you're near Thompson Station or when you're considering for your place to live. Just a dash of history on every single one of my videos, but this little area, as is everything else in Tennessee and Southern Kentucky, rich in history, and gosh, it may even have some Civil War history with it, is, you know, also true about Thompson Station. Its history actually dates back to its earliest settlers in the late 18th century, evolving from a small rural community to a key Civil War battle site and a significant railroad town. So the town was officially incorporated in 1990. For the early settlement in the 1780s, you had Edward Swanson first claiming land near what's present-day Thompson Station in that time. He did it with a second wave of settlers arriving at the Harpeth River Valley by 1798. The early names, like in the 1830s, it was first known as White House and then later renamed as Littlebury in 1836. Then in 1855, the railroad line connected the area to Nashville, sparking its growth as a shipping center, and Dr. Elijah Thompson donated the land for the train station and original village, and the community was then named Thompson Station in his honor. Farmers used the station to transport their livestock and their crops to market. You did have some Civil War battles, but you definitely had a bunch of casualties at that point. Civil War, we were brother against brother, but I can say that you had a Homestead Manor that was used as a hospital there, and the Homestead Manor is a historic site there, and you have several other locations in Thompson Station related to the Civil War, and that's very good educational purposes for you to go and check out. And you have Preservation Park, which is listed on the National Register of Historic Places, along with Homestead Manor. So when the railroad declined in the middle of the 20th century, you had the old depot being torn down like in the 1950s. So in 1990, they incorporated in Thompson Station, and they made, it was after a period of residential growth, and the community officially voted to incorporate to the town of Thompson Station. A replica of the original train depot was built in 1996 and now serves as the town hall. And the town also actively preserves its historical and natural heritage through sites like Preservation Park. The town's population grew by over 400% between 2000 and 2019, reflecting its ongoing transformation into a thriving suburban community that definitely took place tremendously, especially during the COVID years. So 2019 really helped peak Thompson Station's growth. Key things to mention about Thompson Station. What about the safety of it? Well, the town is known for its low crime rate, and the Williamson County Sheriff's Department has a really significant presence there, and that's very reassuring to residents, but we definitely have sites that we recommend you get on to check about that. In particular, the small town definitely is community focused, and it's welcoming, and it's family friendly, animal friendly, and a lot of people really do want to put down their roots in Thompson Station. Maybe they've had their children in Davidson County and they want to spread out their wings a little bit. Maybe they're just coming to the area and don't want to live in the big city hustle and bustle. Thompson Station offers that for them. You have annual events in Thompson Station that can make that very inviting and certainly help the community come together, you know, with picking parties and picking in the park concert series and farmers markets and holiday gatherings. And then of course you've got all the nightlife and fun things that go on in the surrounding areas that are not that far away either. We've mentioned a lot of those on other videos, from Mule Day in Columbia, you know, festivals and things like that in Franklin, just being about 15-20 minutes away. Everything is pretty close by. Of course, the community of Spring Hill is right there, just arm in arm with you. So there's a lot of wonderful things to say about living in Thompson Station. So what's the price per square foot? What's it cost to live in Thompson Station? Well, there's some variations, and they have been recorded as recently as August to September of 2025, okay? I mean, you definitely have some different reports between 800,000, 950,000. I mean, there's no real median there. You are having to take in some different types of homes and what that involves, okay? But your median price per square foot basically in that August 2025 through September was anywhere from $299 per square to $310 per square foot, all the way up to $353 per square foot. Now, what's that going to take into consideration? Well, a whole lot of new constructions being done there. You definitely have a strong market performance in Williamson County, and those homes appreciate year after year, historically, as we've been going along, and certainly with the new developments and the attractions of the area and how much people are really navigating and towards that Williamson County School District, if that was important to them, certainly drives some of that market influx and change. Obviously, there's some changes and some things to consider when you're talking price per square foot, which is why I don't get into this as just they all cost this. Well, they don't. Prices vary, obviously, on the amount of bedrooms. 4-bedroom homes, actually down there, ironically, saw the largest price increase in early 2025, followed by the 3-bedroom home increase. So that's kind of an interesting dynamic that, I don't really think about and pare it down to when I'm looking after talking to you on our one-on-one call and looking specifically at what your thing is, okay? So again, you're looking at generalities. We're giving those to you. Maybe we quote Redfin, Zillow, all the things that you're looking at, but I'm a licensed realtor in 2 different states, and I'm gonna look in the MLS, and I'm gonna compare that to the most recent homes sold that are like the one you're looking for in the subdivision that you're looking at. So there's different reasons why you employ an actual realtor for this, and I'd like to be your girl. I definitely wanna work with you, but I would tell you that market dynamics change too on these. That's why I don't dive too deeply into this at this video level. I just tell you a few things that might be appealing about it, then we go out and decide together if this is going to work for you. The market is moderately competitive there. The homes definitely sell after an average about 33 days on the market, and that's as late as September. And it's also been described as a balanced market. I mean, we definitely have things selling and listing at the same time, so you've got buyers and sellers coming in and agreeing, but it's good that they don't have a very long day on market time frame. So that's very, very good. The median home price in Thompson Station is anywhere from $800,000 to $900,000. It just kind of depends on the home, how many bedrooms and all that good stuff. But your median sold price was somewhere around that $777 mark. What about that? And $800. So, it definitely varies on the type of home. No, they're not putting it on at $951,000 and then selling it for $800. That's not what I'm saying here. I'm just saying it depends on the home and the type of bedroom. So they are getting and listing for a certain amount, and they're getting that amount or coming in very, very close. So good thing to remember is days on market's about 33 days, and that's an interesting time frame. So we want to come and buy and look in Thompson Station when you're actually ready to come and buy and look in Thompson Station. So just to finish this up, I definitely want you to call me and text me or DM me. We want to get on and define what's important to you. Again, it's a no pressure, all things you call. Get on and tap on the links and talk to my favorite lender. I mean, it definitely helps you to know what you can afford, if you can do it now, if you have a home to sell in another area, whether you need to do that first, all those things that really I can't answer for you. You never know for sure until you do that. Definitely people want to know that you are qualified before walking into their home. Get it that we want to see some things. I get it that we want to investigate the area. Well, if that's the case, come on out. Do it. We'll go get coffee. We'll talk about you, and I'll send you out driving to check out places and see what's important to you. Again, thank you so much for watching and following along on the channel. Anything I can answer for you, I'd love to do so. Be sure to click on my links and hit me up on my number. Leave your comments down below. Thank you so much for watching, and we'll see you next week.